Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm John Russell, and today I will be showing you my entry for MandRMOCtober 2020. So this is called the 501st Assault on Saleucami. Everything you see here is custom. I didn't copy any sets or use instructions. I just built all of this myself, except for this stab that came in a set. But everything else here is my own creation. So, if you see a piece yellowing or cracked or anything, that's just because these pieces are all from my own collection, so sorry about that in advance. So the first thing you see here is the NU class shuttle, or the Republic Attack Shuttle, but 501st. This, if you don't know, or if you haven't seen it, it's the ship that Darth Maul uses to escape the Vendor in the final episode of the Clone Wars. So that's probably where you see it the most. But it was also in the Clone Wars movie. It's the scene when Ahsoka first meets Anakin. She gets off one of these. So starting here, we have some dual cannons. These are the main armament of the ship. Both have spring-loaded shooters attached to a cone piece. I think that looks pretty good. And moving up to the cockpit, you have two cheek cannons. They both move just like that. Then on top, if you see, you have a cockpit. It seats two people. It can just open like this for your clone pilot. And for the clone gunner, it opens just like that. If you look, that's where your clone gunner goes. So that's pretty cool. You have a clone pilot in there already. So the Lego set of the shuttle didn't have one of its main features, which is the cockpit actually opens up to allow troops to get out. So I wanted to add that. So if you see, this just opens up just like that and closes. So to access the troop bay inside better, you can just pop this off just like that. This is a pretty simple design. It's just some ramp pieces and maybe a boat, and just like that. Could be a escape pod, however you want it to be. And then you can see you have a better access of the gunner seat, and you have some seats for your troops to go. That can just close up, and then you can just pop this right back on, just like that, and you're good to go. So that's the cockpit. It's really heavy, so I had to add multiple support to make it look tilted just like it does in the show. So that's cool. Moving around, you see you just have some more 501st detailing and these ramp pieces. So if you go around to the back, you can see the landing gear function, which I built. You just drop that down and push it back up, and that actually blocks these from actually moving too much. So it can just stay in place. That's pretty cool. And then you just push this back down, push these two up again, move that, and then it locks them in place again. You have two engines, main thrusters, and then since it's a troop transport, I wanted the back to have some interior because the original set really didn't have much of an interior. So this is the main troop compartment. You just open that up and pop this off, and you can see you have 4 weapon racks and then 4 seats for your clones. So that's really cool looking. And yeah, so the final feature, or also the main feature, is of course you can just lift it up, put these down, then you have your wings out, you can fly away. And then to fold them back up, I added a stopper so they stop just like that, just like in the show. And yeah, so that's my custom Republic Attack Shuttle. Here's a figure just for scale. You can see it's actually a pretty big ship. So yeah. So moving on to the actual battle, you can see it is Seleucami with all the shrubbery and the trees and bushes and the sand. I really like some of the design features. So some of the clones you have here is just some 501st Troopers. That's a Clone Army Customs gun. And a Clone Army Customs Commander Bly. The thing can move up and down. Then you have a Clone Gunner who can go in the shuttle. He has a big gun and some binoculars. And then another 501st Trooper. And then also in the show, when I rewatched it, I saw that the Jet Troopers actually fly face down. I looked at some other people's mocks. They had them like standing upright almost, but they actually fly like this. I thought that was kind of a cool nod to the show. Then, you know, you got your droids and their legions. This one is an explosion, so he got flung. And moving on to the actual base, you can see there's a big battery, gun battery. It can move. And if you look on the other side, I try to keep the entire base perfectly symmetrical. I'm pretty sure it is. And on the other side, you can see you have another big battery, about the same. Then just some detailing in the front of the bunker. This was a pretty cool technique. This is one of those fin pieces. This is another fin piece. So I just attached it to a 1x4, and they just slot in there just like that. I think that looks pretty good. Then the main part of the base is these blast doors. You can see they stick up just like this. You can't even tell they're there, and they move really nice and seamlessly, so it's pretty awesome. Moving to the top, you can see you have your command center. These move. You have a droid on this railing. It's a pretty cool technique. I use some like knight jousting pieces for the railing, and they look pretty good. And then you see that you have a stat flying into the battle in 3 main dishes, kind of like the Citadel and Scarif. And then this actually has a pretty cool interior. And so remember, this is a droid factory. So what I did was you just put this here, you connect this, and it can just swing out. So this is the droid actual factory part. I'll get to that later. But going to the interior of the actual base, you can see, sorry about that noise, this got flattened. You can see inside you have, this guy's torso is pretty loose, but this is the top section of the command center. You have 3 droids in there, and what you can do is you can just pop this off just like that to access them a lot better. So that's pretty cool. And this is just more of the deck of the base. Then to access the bottom half of the interior, you just take the entire thing off, just like that. Pretty easy. And then you can see we have the entire inside of the base. So I really like this chair. Try to make it like accurate to the show so it can swivel and slide. You have your droid commander in there with his computer accessories. This is a jetpack droid. It's a landmine, a rifle. And on the other side, this is a Palpatine hologram from the Star Destroyer, I think. Commando droid, and another weapons rack, and then some details, some barrels. You can see how the blast doors work, just like that. And then getting to the actual droid factory part of it, this is one of my favorite parts of the whole thing. You can see this big long structure on this. It's detailed on both sides. And so this is, like I said, a droid factory. So I basically built it like a conveyor belt. So all you have to do is turn this gear, and you can see as the conveyor belt moves, the droids move. So I use some Technic details. So here's a close-up. The droid goes in, the droid parts go in, and then a droid comes out. So I'll do that again. The droid goes in, and then the droid part comes out. It just disappears. Then you have some detailing of the guy who's commanding it. There's a close-up of how I did all the gears. And so how this actually works is, if you just take this out, you can see it's actually two different conveyor belts. And here, I'll remove this piece. So you can see when I move it, it just go like that. But then when you put this up to block it, it looks like it's one long one, just building the droids. So that's a really cool feature. I really like that. Just has some detailing along it. But yeah, so that is my clone assault on Saleucami. I'm really happy with how it turned out. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions, just comment them. I'll be happy to answer them. But yeah, thank you for watching, and good luck to everyone entering. Have a nice day. Bye.